I would have loved to see them all come together as a family unit and just dismantle all bull and really figure out what happened to Aaron.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your donation.
Cannot believe y'all did Aaron like that, man. I still can't believe y'all did Aaron like that. He's not innocent either, man. He's not. But God, was he misunderstood.
Who supposedly was a publicist for the Jackson family. It's all too weird.
Girl!
I feel really guilty about one thing about Michael. I have to tell you.
The way people did Aaron is exactly why nobody should want to be famous. You should not want it to that level. Because the way I see people with fame,
You know what happens to like famous people and successful people? Usually they have a bunch of like yes men around them, but the real ones will call them out. Important to have people who are real.
Not to say, their life is trash, but the lack of privacy, honestly, the lack of just being human. Like, you can't even really be human because people don't see you as human. They see you as something else.
The place where Aaron Carter reportedly was found. All the photos have been leaked on Facebook by his mother.
Be real careful. You gotta pick and choose your people very carefully if you have fame. Man, boy, the way y'all did him was so dirty. Dirty. Even the water. God, I can't believe y'all did Aaron like that, man. I'm so mad. Even the water. What's up with the water? You know what? Let me shut up because I could go on forever because this actually just pissed me off.
So interesting. TMZ made me look horrible on the live I did. What was that black line on my cheek?
Who cares that TMZ made you look terrible in the live? You're still alive.
To me, it looks like he took off his clothes. I'm actually kind of...
If Aaron's death didn't get this whole family unit into therapy, I don't think anything will. That's really how I feel. Sorry, you did not become Kris Jenner. I bet she hates Kris Jenner. I can see her hating Kris Jenner.
Because it's the juice. And if you don't have the juice, you don't have it. So if you don't have the juice, you can't capitalize.
Fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That bit fire. Yeah, she kinda.
Today was one of the days where I said, you know what? The ones that rock with me know that I cannot come full force every single day. But you know what I can do? You know what I can do? I can put a mask on this face. Lord knows I need it. I was going to go get my nails done. I was gonna go do my hair. I was gonna go do all of this. But I know that after I'm done filming this video, I need to continue packing and doing everything else that I'm doing in real life, if you know what I'm saying. So I have not been keeping up. And yes, I am late. I'm fully aware that I'm late. I saw the video and I just was like, you know what? Let me wait. Because one, I have really not been in the loop. I have not been in the loop. And honestly, it was for my sanity. And I'm very glad that I wasn't too in the loop because it was getting crazy. Obviously, y'all that have been down this rabbit hole of Aaron Carter know how deep it gets, how crazy it can get. And before you know it, you're just not sleeping and you're just researching and looking up things and trying to figure out what the heck happened. And it just becomes a whole situation, right? So let's see what is going on because I have not seen no crime scene photos. I have not been in this. Like, I'm telling you guys, I was thinking about filming this video tomorrow instead of today, but I'm kind of on a really strict schedule today. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just do this now and see what's going on because right after this, I'm about to be packing and moving and doing all of that all over again. So I was like, you know what? Today's Sunday. It's gonna be busy in that nail salon anyway. Let me go ahead and go tomorrow on Monday when it's not busy and I can actually like chill. Hopefully in the next video, I won't be looking like this. Oh my gosh. Can y'all even see that? Look how terrible. I can't. It's disgusting. Anyways, Aaron Carter, I'm putting these on now because I don't want to like trigger any childhood feelings. I don't want to start crying in this video, anything of that nature. So let me put these on now. All right, we're almost there. Okay, let me get this open. Give me some time, Aaron. Hold on. I gotta get prepared. I hope nothing is blurred, but I have a feeling I'm gonna end up on Leela chats pretty soon, but we'll see.
Aaron Carter's mom decided to release crime scene photos on her Facebook page. Aaron's mom is pissed at how the coroner's office has handled his death so far.
Why are the towels perfectly placed?
To me, it looks like he took off his clothes. I'm actually kind of... floored that they didn't take that for evidence.
Carter received multiple death threats before he died.
They allowed people to go in and out at their leisure at the crime scene. This bathtub water does reflect decomposition happening in the tub.
Many people were making his life miserable.
Why didn't they drain the tub once they were done with the investigation? Why did Aaron's mom have to walk in on it that way?
Aaron Carter's mother claims that he was killed. She recently shared pictures of the crime scene where
There's literal footage of her telling Aaron that. There is let me be quiet.
Aaron died. These photos are disturbing and tell a different story from what the media reports.
That water is
Aaron's
so dirty.
mother is also calling out her other son, Nick Carter, for his lack of support. So let's get into it.
Okay, Sloan. Let me stop.
Ever since Aaron Carter's tragic death, people have questioned whether he died of an overdose or if he was killed. And now his mother, Jane, is speaking out. And I want to give you guys a trigger warning because she shared some really disturbing pictures of Aaron Carter's crime scene, and she's demanding a further investigation.
Aaron Carter's mom decided to release crime scene photos on her Facebook page. Yes, you heard me right. The place where Aaron Carter reportedly was found. All the photos have been leaked on Facebook by his mother.
Jane was frustrated that Aaron's death wasn't being investigated as a potential crime. So she posted these pictures of the bathroom where he died.
The way I literally said there better not be no blurred photos. Ugh! I said it! Because YouTube is getting to the point where you gotta blur everything. You can't say nothing, can't show nothing. It's crazy. What's the purpose of you blurring this, though? Oh my God.
On her public Facebook page. Aaron Carter's mother believes he was a victim of a crime, not an overdose. So she made the tough decision to let the world see where he died in order to make her point. Jane posted a series of pictures Wednesday taken in Aaron's bathroom on the day he died.
What is
the
that,
shots
throw up?
include the bathroom where Aaron's body was found. You can see the water has a greenish tint, and that's because Aaron's body was there for several hours before the housekeeper discovered it. There were also other items included in these photos, like clothing, towels, water everywhere in the bathroom. But go ahead and take a closer look.
Hours. I'm sorry, I keep saying hours because I'm thinking about the housekeeper that they're talking about is that black woman, African woman, whoever the hell she was, who I think she was basically hired as like a actress type deal. Oh my gosh. Now we're getting like facts mixed in with the conspiracies and my brain is just going like, stop. So basically somebody saw something and let that be there for hours and did whatever they were doing within those hours because I'm sorry, but I just don't see how that man was by himself for hours in there. There's just no, let me be quiet.
At Jane's Facebook page and what she's saying. She writes, still trying to get a real investigation.
A real investigation, honey?
For the death of my son, Aaron Carter.
This is heartbreaking.
I want to share these death scene photos with you all because the coroner wrote it off as an accidental overdose. They never investigated it as a possible crime scene because of his addiction in the past.
Which was the plan,
at the
let's
photos.
be honest.
They were not taken by police. They allowed people to go in and out, although a lot of potential homicide information was there for years. Aaron had a lot of death threats and many people who were making his life miserable.
Aaron's mom is pissed at how the coroner's office has handled his death so far. She's also claiming that they never...
Pause, because this is new. Meaning I've read her Facebook post, but I don't think I have read these. Let me make sure I haven't. Still trying to... Ugh, I just hate the way you worded that. Like, why do you have to word things like this, Jane? Why? My son. Just say Aaron. We know who you're talking about. Anyways. I want to share these death scene photos with you all because... You know what's crazy? It's like if it was Nick involved, there would be a legit investigation. And if the end of his life didn't have such a crazy history with Nick, so much more would have been known, at least in my opinion. But at the same time, would anyone care? I don't know. I don't know what life would have been like for Aaron if Nick was there for him day in and day out, supportive. you know what I mean? I feel it would be a very different story that we'd be looking at right now. But again, not to say that Nick is the fault. It's just...
investigated it as a possible crime scene because of Aaron's addiction past. Another red flag that she mentions about the investigation team is that they allowed people to go in and out at their leisure at the crime scene.
I'm gonna put some censored photos.
Yeah, they
of the
did, and
crime
it was
scene
ridiculous
in this video. But if you look at the water, I was really caught off guard.
I'm caught off guard now.
It really is, because it does seem like he was in that water for a long time.
In my opinion, this bathtub water does reflect decomposition happening in the tub. This is another photo. As you can see, I think that this was made when they pulled his body out of the tub and laid him there. Usually what we do after that is we take pictures of each side of the body, roll them from side to side so we can get those photos. Now, as far as this layout goes, to me, it looks like he took off his clothes. I'm actually kind of floored that they didn't take that for evidence. That seems sketchy.
So there's definitely some mishandling of evidence, and these photos show that.
Sketchiness
But
all
going
over the
back
place.
to the water. I looked this up on Google, and honestly, I felt like the FBI was going to come knocking on my door, because
I bet.
I looked up like how long does it take for a body to decompose in fresh water, and on Google it says that it takes about like 2 or 3 days. It looks like cold showers slow decay, but I'm assuming that Aaron was in a warm bath that obviously turned cold. But I'm kind of surprised at the color of the water, because I feel like that water represents or reflects someone who has been in that bathtub for days, not hours. There are also photos of towels on the floor and what appears to be contaminated water spilled on the bathroom tile.
Y'all making me mad,
Jane
man.
says that she has the full support of Aaron's family and friends to post the images, because she says she wants to bring attention back to his case. Jane says the photos weren't taken by...
Approved by family and friends. Are we talking about the family and friends that didn't allow you into the charity concert for Aaron? Or are we talking about the family and friends that allow you to be in their circle regardless of the relationship that you have with Aaron? What family friends are we talking about? Nick?
law enforcement,
Who?
and it's
I'm
wrong
confused.
cops allowed anyone in the house after Aaron's body was discovered before doing a full investigation into what happened.
That's what
And
I'm
you'd think
saying.
that would be
It was so
obvious.
rude.
I mean, overdose or not, these people should be treating this like a crime scene
And they
until
did
they've
it.
done a full investigation.
ridiculous.
Not just having these people go in and out of this bathroom where he could have been like potentially killed in. Now there's a bunch of other people whose DNA is in this bathroom, and not just Aaron's. Jane says, because of my son's mental illness and prescription drug issues, the cops just wanted it to be something easy, and they didn't have the time or the inclination to address it. Jane believes someone was out to harm Aaron,
Obviously.
saying that there are people who must be held accountable. Jane also finds it suspicious that Aaron was allegedly pulled out of the tub while someone performed CPR on the singer.
Who is someone?
Yet the towels appear to be perfectly placed. So she's bringing up the fact that these towels were laid out on the floor, and supposedly they tried to resuscitate him, but it doesn't really look like they did anything, or at least the towels that were laid out are just like perfectly there, like nobody was ever thrown on top of it. Now let's take a look at Jane's Facebook page, because she's been posting a lot on there, and some of these posts have caught my eye. Like this one, a proper investigation was not done. I hope and pray Nancy Grace will help with our investigation, which maybe she will. I know she's busy with Murdoch.
I can see her
trial,
liking
which if you guys
Nancy
did not see
Grace.
that Netflix like special. Oh my gosh.
I can see
I
it.
pray someone will help us get Aaron's truth. In this post, she addresses TMZ. Just did an interview with TMZ. I'm not backing off. A mother always fights for her cub. I would do the same for Nick. I just want a proper investigation. Yes, he had a lot of issues, but he never intended to die that way. The tub was...
The second I don't know about y'all, but when I heard I'll do the same for Nick, immediately my brain was like, F you, Nick! That one clip of her saying F you to Nick when she's talking to Aaron.
And then he wouldn't even show up to the gravesite.
Yep.
What a fucking coward. Fuck you, Nick. You fucking coward. I want to say these things to him right now.
You know what? It's all right. You know, everybody is entitled to their emotions.
It's ringing in my ear at this point.
still full. No evidence of him even being in there. No water on the floor. Also, Betty, the housekeeper, is Mia, referred to Melanie by Angel, who supposedly was a publicist for the Jackson family. It's all too weird.
Girl, look at you publicizing what we were saying. What, in November? When were we saying this? November, December? Yeah, we've been saying this. Yikes. I don't know, man. I don't know, Jane. Maybe we should be a little cautious. Good on you, though.
Saying that Michael did this and Michael did that, and I'm like, stop
I
putting
used
words
to
in my
talk
mouth.
to
Michael never
all
did
the
nothing.
time. I feel really guilty about one thing about Michael. I have to tell you. He called me when he was doing that Martin Bashir interview. Martin Bashir was at his house and everything. He said, well, this Martin Bashir guy is doing an interview with me. And I said, okay. So he thought he was really cool because he did Princess Diana and everything. But years later, they found out he lied. That guy was a charlatan. He was a liar and a crook and just twisted things. And he even had to admit it about Princess Diana. He lied to her when he interviewed her. So what happened was,
if Michael Jackson could see the way y'all did Aaron, oh my God, bro, I know he mad. Y'all did Aaron so dirty throughout his entire life.
He's like, oh yeah. And I said, well, it sounds like it's okay, and he goes, well, what do you think about, he said, I like to let kids, the kids come and sleep with me and watch TV and movies and stuff and eat popcorn in bed. And I said, well, I do that with my kids all the time. My kids sleep with me all the time. I said, there's nothing wrong with it. And so that's when he told them in the interview, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just love, just hanging out together. And that guy twisted it and made it like he was a child molester. And that pissed me off so bad. I told Michael, I said,
He basically called you to
there's nothing
consult
wrong
with
with
you.
that.
He called you first to consult with you over.
Yes, he did. He asked me my opinion. I feel really guilty about one thing about Michael. I have to tell you.
Good on you. Because, man, when you say things like that and people are like, okay, loony bin, let's take that tinfoil hat off there, you know what I mean? But it's like these things are here to be observed and hidden and noticed and hidden again and noticed again and hidden again for a reason. We can't just ignore it just because it just seems so bizarre, you know what I mean?
Not adding up.
It's not adding
Jane
up.
is starting to make some Hollywood connections here.
She
I
sure
do want to
is.
make a little statement that if Jane wants to come onto my channel, because sometimes TMZ is so, nasty with their reporting, she's more than welcome to come on and share what she knows about this situation. She writes, I'm not afraid of anyone.
Okay.
I just want the
Let's
truth.
see it.
Too many things don't add up. I know TMZ is going to say that I just won't accept that Aaron was doing what he did, but I'm saying that even if he was doing it, somebody had a plan to use his addiction to eliminate him. There's no excuse for murder. After Jane caused some ruckus with the crime scene photos, she did start to get some traction, and she shares, I'm happy to say that the LA Police Department is finally investigating Aaron's death. It was only possible because of TMZ and the support they've given me by unfortunately posting my posts. And it seems like Jane was happy with
And where is Melanie? Where is Melanie right now? What is Melanie saying?
He was 35. Like, you're 35 years old. What are you guys trying to do?
They know that she all liar and they know that she's stalking. I showed you what you did. I showed you what she did. I ain't going to OC cause you acting like a kid. You a little bitch.
He was 35. He wanted to be a dad his whole life. Everybody knows that.
Nothing? Nothing at all?
It don't matter if they got a ring on the finger. They turn it on around if they want $1. Yeah, cause you tripping and I'm dipping and I'm riding and I'm sliding and you gliding and I know I ain't hiding.
Nothing. Y'all let me know.
TMZ at first, but then she had some criticism. She wrote, "So interesting. TMZ made me look horrible on the live I did. What was that black line on my cheek? It's okay. I understand that it's Hollywood world out there in California, and they want to end the segment with some sort of disclaimer about the LA Police Department." And
made you look horrible. You're live. You have the set up the camera, get the lighting. I don't know what the black thing is on the side there, but wait. This isn't about you looking anything. It doesn't matter if you looked horrible, great, disgusting, beautiful. It doesn't really matter. The fact that I'm not gonna like this, am I?
all I really want is for people who gave Aaron inadequate health care to be held accountable, which kind of reminds you of like a conservatorship when you're bringing up like healthcare. I mean, who's managing Aaron's healthcare besides himself? Then Jane starts to list some names. She writes, "Thankfully, it seems like now that the detective is going to interview certain people like Ganville, Spencer, Betty, Angel, everyone who was involved at the end. He was manipulated and driven over the edge by all the users."
Check whatever he is. Because you know that was what I was looking for. I said, wait a minute, let me look at this list. Okay, Louis on there, cool. Melanie knows all of them. Exactly, so where's Melanie? Is Melanie not on your... I'm surprised Melanie's not on your side. She's not the brightest. I mean, either way, it's not that great because it's like, Jane's already stated that she wanted to, come out with a book and do all of that. So, I'm sure that's still somewhere in the forefront of her mind, regardless of this situation. If anything, it would just help and add to the evidence of her storyline. I don't know. I feel icky about it. I don't know.
Melanie knows them all, which is Aaron's partner. Louis, who got...
I'm glad you said that lightly. Partner, whatever you want to call it.
Aaron the Whippets, Spencer, and then there are neighbors who sold stories.
His mother writes, quote, "Why are the towels perfectly placed?" In others, she alleges Carter received multiple death threats before he died.
No, not law and crime. You know what I really want to know? I want to know how Leela Chat, why did her YouTube channel get yeeted? There was so much evidence on that YouTube channel. If somebody knows why that is, because I don't know the details. I don't. But if somebody knows why that happened, because there was evidence on that channel that I didn't even touch because I was really focusing on just like that time period. But even when you went back and back, years and years and years, there was so much evidence. Like, golly.
Saying many people were making his life miserable.
So I'm really glad that Jane is starting to list out these people because now I'm starting to do research on them and making the connections for myself. But if she wants to come on and talk about this, I'm more than happy to hear what she has to share. Especially because it seems like she's kind of going against her other son, Nick. You guys know how I feel about Nick Carter.
Yo, Nick, you be careful with his hand, bro.
There are a lot of feelings there. But Jane wrote, "Tell these obviously wealthy people to investigate what really happened to Aaron. The
Nick won't do it.
Nick won't do it." Which makes me think that Jane and Nick are kind of in a disagreement right now.
The thing is if Nick gets in it, Nick is going to have to expose himself. At least that is from my own, evidence of looking at things. And I'm not even no FBI agent over here. I'm just, lightly going into circles and rabbit holes and things of that nature. But even with that, even with the things that I've found and seen and created, at some point or another, Nick would have to expose himself. Absolutely. Because there are some connections that line up that you're like, oh. But of course, if you've been on my channel for a while and you've seen them, then you know. If you've read the comments, then you know. Things of that nature. I don't think Nick's gonna want to do that. I don't think Nick's gonna want to dig up the past in that way whatsoever at all. I feel like even if they do, even if they find something, I don't even think he's gonna want to speak. I really truly believe that there are secrets between Nick and Aaron that are between them and no one else. I truly believe that, regardless of what I know, regardless of what I don't know, regardless of what you know, and regardless of what you also don't know. I really feel that way because the rabbit hole is deep.
Right now with how to handle Aaron's death, because Nick is over here making
Nick
songs about it and capitalizing off of it, and Jane is claiming that this, battle isn't even close to over, that there were people who need to be held responsible for murdering this man. Also, the way that the police are treating Jane is so wrong. I mean, why was she ever in the place where she even stumbled across this crime scene to see these photos and to see the water that her son died in?
Why did they leave the scene that way? Why didn't they drain the tub?
You know what's interesting about this situation is once outsiders know that the inside, meaning like the family unit of your inside family unit is wobbly, like there isn't like structure there, or if there's like, obviously interviews of talking crap about your mom, things like that. Isn't it interesting how things can be so different opposed to without that being there? That's why I just feel like having kids, you gotta really know what the heck you're doing, because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. You could sit there and be like, love this and love that. The way you don't know what's gonna happen in 20 years, the way you really think your husband is gonna want you for 40 plus years, you don't know. You don't know what that hot assistant is looking like. You don't know what the perfume is smelling like. There's just so many things. Oh my God, it's heartbreaking. It is absolutely heartbreaking. Because
fucking coward. Fuck you, Nick. Fucking coward.
It's just like, dang, you really got to make sure that that family unit is solid. If it's not solid, people will really come in and just take things. They will just ruin it. All of it. Doesn't even matter what even if it ain't that much to ruin, they gonna figure something out to ruin. It's so bad.
Once they were done with the investigation,
why
did Aaron's mom have to walk in on it that way? My best answer
because they don't care. They don't see her like nothing.
It this way. They should have drained the flippin' tub. That is so wrong and pisses me off on very many levels.
They don't care.
As far as the other mess on the other side, that is about what's common for medical examiner removal staff to leave behind. And unfortunately, we are not a crime scene cleanup crew.
It just seems like really messy and unprofessional.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Jane is bringing attention to this, because there should be a valid investigation. I mean, Aaron and everyone deserves that. But there's one last screenshot I need to bring up, because when I saw this, I was like, you know what? I'm going to include it, because this article writes, the singer's on and off again fiance, Melanie Martin, found messages on Aaron's phone showing a text exchange between him and an identified person who was allegedly demanding $800 for a known substance. She told TMZ in January that this exchange was proof that the death could have been a homicide. We have no idea what this could be. I'm assuming that the text message maybe, threatened death, because how would this be proof? But like Jane is asking for, these people need to be questioned, and I'm all about that. I think that they need to investigate everyone, question them all, put the interviews out publicly. Let's see what they have to say. Let's get some body language experts to detect what they are telling us.
Let them know.
There is something sketchy, and it seems like the police are down
it's
to
been
cover
sketchy.
it up. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Here's my email if you have any other video ideas for me. Bye, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's been sketchy. It's been sketchy for so long. And what annoyed me is if you were out here calling out the sketchiness, people were like, let him just rest. Oh my God. Let him rest in peace. Like, why do you think you know everything? You don't know anything. And it's just like, well, no, but why the heck does nobody care? Why are y'all just acting as if it's so normal for people to be this close to the crime scene, let alone somebody like Aaron Carter? It's just, people really just knocked him off that pedestal, and I just felt like, my battery died, my bad. Back to what I was saying. Jane is an interesting character that we also have to watch. I feel like I want to trust her, and then the other part of me is just like, I cannot trust you. your track record is absolutely out of this world, in my opinion. But it's a whole other story. At the end of the day, that is a mother that lost her son. Who knows what the heck she's going through? Who knows how she feels? Not even just that, but it's like you had 2 kids die before you die. I mean, but God, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. That's what's scary. She's not freaking wrong. There was too much. There was way too many moving parts. There's still too many moving parts, but I don't think Jane is somebody we should 100% trust. I really don't. And that's really how I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it right there. But if she does go on his YouTube channel, oh my God, the way I'll be ready with popcorn. Because yes, I think that's actually a pretty good idea, especially if she doesn't get what she wants from these bigger outlets. But at the same time, it could also be a hinder for her. I don't know, man. Jane is like she's a gamble, man. She's a gambling piece, in my opinion, especially for those that do not know how she's moved, how she moves, how she's done certain things within her own family unit, separate from money. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it's something that everybody should, immediately be like ready for. Only because of the fact that who knows what this is. This could be like another thing to catapult whatever she's gonna want to do in the future. I don't think Jane will not write a book. I'll say that. I think Jane at some point will write a book about her life. Obviously, everything that's happened with Aaron. Now, when it comes to Nick, I don't know if she'll ever touch it, but I just feel like this is such a money-hungry family unit that I just feel like this alone is already, wait a minute, okay, I'm glad you're doing this. This is great, but also, what do you mean you looked terrible in the live? Who cares that TMZ made you look terrible in the live? You're still alive. You know what I mean? Can you guys, help me with that a little bit? I just, you know what I mean? I just don't know what her angle is here. Is her angle just to figure out what's going on, which obviously every single person and mother out there would say, well, of course it is. Are you crazy? But the other side is very much like, come on now. What do you mean TMZ made you look bad? What are you talking about? And then on top of that, you got the whole dynamic with you and Nick that makes it even worse. It's just, I would have loved to see them all come together as a family unit and just dismantle all bull and really figure out what happened to Aaron. That would have been a beautiful sight to see. The fact that that's not even happening is just another red flag to me. Like, you literally lost another sibling. You lost another child. And it's still, Jane's not invited. Sorry. It's still, F Jane. There's still animosity. If Aaron's death didn't get this whole family unit into therapy, I don't think anything will. That's really how I feel. It sucks to see, because these are people who could literally be so powerful. They could have been the first Kardashians. Let's be real. They could have been the first Kardashians. Some people will say that they are, but again, longevity. The Kardashians have done very well on their return on investments compared to the Carters. So I will leave it there. Let me know your thoughts on this video, because I honestly didn't know anything about it. I was very much just like, After I watched the charity, I said, let me just step back from this craziness, because what the heck was that charity? And I know some of y'all wanted me to do a video on it, but it was horrible. It was horrible. It was terrible. It would have just been a video of me just screaming, literally in disgust the entire time, because what was that? That was, it's crazy to me that people can have the balls to do stuff like this. And consider it charity. Consider it like, I'm a great person because I did this. What are you talking about? If you made it to the end, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you for listening to me ramble, because literally the end of my videos is just me rambling and chilling. TMZ made you look. Did it make you look? Oh my God. And how old are you? Get over yourself, bro. Get over it. All right. Bye, guys.
In the light, 12 for a squat, busting all the bells out the bike. Hit a leap.